What's good, fam? Hey, Justin here with Times and Seasons Coaching and Consulting. And I wanted to take a brief moment to talk to you about knowing your time. Now, I've worked with various people from many different walks of life for years now, well over a decade. I've helped people navigate the nuances and the challenges that face us as we move from where we are to where we want to be. And a lot of the struggles that I've seen people walk through, I've walked through myself, seems to be something that's common for those of us of the human persuasion, is that we oftentimes are unaware of the time that we happen to be in. Now, time is a construct that all of us have ideas about. Some of us are great at it. Some of us are not so great about it. I mean, we wear these things on our wrist. We've got these happening all the time. We're constantly checking the clock to see, am I on time? Am I late? Am I on schedule? Am I behind? I want to propose to you that there's a timing for your life and four different seasons that you will navigate. Heck, it's the reason that I named my company, my coaching practice, Times and Seasons Coaching, is because I believe that we have the ability to understand the time and the season in which we live and engage with it in a way that is healthy, productive, and results in us living out the full potential of purpose that God ordained for us to do. So, really briefly today, I want to tell you that if you're believing a lie that says that there will never be a time for you, that's just simply not true. And also, if you find yourself struggling in this specific area, I am a coach. I do consult with people in various areas of ministry and business and creative endeavors and entrepreneurial spaces and stuff like that. So if you need a little more help than a YouTube video, just holler at me, reach out to me at times-and-seasons.com, and we can get something set up for you there. But briefly, there are good times, there are bad times to pursue different endeavors. And, wouldn't it be unfortunate if we had all of the pieces that we needed, all the pieces to the puzzle were laid out on the table, and we said, hey, I'm ready to put the pieces together. I know where it goes, except I set the table up outside in a windstorm and there's a hurricane coming. That's not the best time to put the pieces of your puzzle together. And it's also not the best environment. So, as it pertains to time, there's this group of people in the Bible. They were known as the sons of Issachar. And the Bible says about them that they were discerners of the times and the seasons. And these people knew how to engage in the time and the season they happened to be in and partner with their purpose to fulfill their destiny and also connect other people to their purpose so they could fulfill their destiny. And today, the Bible says in the book of Ecclesiastes that there's a time and there's a season for everything under the sun. There's a time to laugh. There's a time to cry. There's a time to mourn. There's a time to rejoice. There is a time and there is a season for everything under the sun. I want to challenge you today to think about your timing, because this is about knowing your time. So if I'm going to know my time, then I need to be aware of who I am, who I'm not, what time and season it is in the natural. Is this a good time for me to do what I'm called to do, or do I need to wait? Is this a time for me to dream? Is this a time for me to prepare? Is this a time for me to build? Or is this a time for me to sit back and wait or advance? Part of the journey on the path towards our purpose is having a really honest evaluation of myself. Who am I and who am I not? And this takes a really hard look in the mirror sometimes, for myself included, that I have to be aware of my strengths and I have to be aware of my weaknesses. So I want to encourage you today, in the season that you happen to find yourself in, ask yourself this: have I been honest about who I am and what I'm called to be? And from there, is it the time to move forward in these endeavors, or do I need to work on my delivery? Do I need to work on my systems and my protocols before I take this thing from a seed in my brain, a seed in my heart, a desire in my heart, into something that I'm building that's going to bring other people into their purpose and stuff like that? So, struggles that we experience as it pertains to this, one of them is self-confidence. A lot of people struggle in the area of confidence. Hey, do I have what it takes to do this thing? And that's something that is an inside job. So confidence, happiness, a general resting pace where I love myself and I'm comfortable with who I am enough to represent that to the world around me. Some major lies and pitfalls, limitations that people stumble over and they struggle with from time to time is that I could never, and it will never, and no one will ever. You've got to get that thinking out of your head. So, number one, step one, be honest in your evaluation of yourself. Number two, am I believing healthy things about myself so that I'm in the best position to show up in my time when it's my season and represent myself to the world around me? Number three is I have to be aware enough of successes and failures. I'm learning. So as we move forward, we will fail forward. I want to encourage you that if you failed, failure is not final. It just means that you're moving the right direction. So be encouraged if you failed. Hey, get up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward. Today, take a look at your losses, take a look at your successes, and learn what you can from them. Learn and grow as you're going the direction that you need to. And what you'll find is you step away from what's in front of you right here. Sometimes you'll see that, hey, if I'm looking at things like this is too close. I can't focus. I have to zoom out so I can evaluate whether this has been successful. Success is measured over long periods of time. You can't measure success in hours or in days. It's actually months and years that success is. So as we want to learn how to grow and evaluate our time, we have to zoom out as we're being honest and evaluate what's going on. So I would just want to help you know your time, discern your season. This is a little nugget. I don't actually want to go very long with it. So hey, today challenge you to evaluate as I'm looking to know my time. Am I being honest in my evaluation of myself? Am I speaking to myself about myself in a way that is positive, encouraging, and going to lend itself to me going the long haul? And am I micro focused or am I zooming out and being fair and kind to myself so that I can see whether or not what I'm doing right now is a good fit? See, timing is not everything. Timing is important, but there are a lot of other elements that come to the table before timing. Let's not blame things on timing that are actually my responsibility. And then let's not take responsibility for things that are actually having to do with timing. As you become self aware, as you become aware of strengths and weakness, as you aware of, hey, the things that I'm saying to myself about myself, are those healthy? And hey, have I labeled my failures incorrectly? Maybe naming and framing seasons is very important. So when I look back on a sense of an experience that I would say is failure, am I saying that it was only loss, or am I able to dissect that situation and maybe chew up the meat and spit out the bones? What can I learn from this failure so that I'm failing forward? It's not a loss, it's actually leverage into my future. So I hope some of these things were helpful for you today to help kind of understand your time. Do you know your time? Do you want to discern your seasons? Hey, follow this guy right here. Click subscribe, share this with a friend. If you like what's going on, make sure that you're following this page for more stuff in the future. And I want to help coach you from a distance, or maybe from this place, into a life that looks like the life of your dreams. And again, if you're curious about what's going on with Times and Seasons coaching and consulting, hey, follow the links and hit me up today. See you later. God bless.